muscle model cars on YouTube. The particular handle is youtube.com at muscle model cars. But the last few weeks, about a month, I've been doing a ship, the USS Arizona. I'm finally completed with that. If you look at that one, you'll see it with the additions that I added to it that didn't come with the kit, which is why it took me a little bit longer. I had to wait for things to dry. I had to create a few things. But it was a dedication to my grandson and my brother who was in the military in the Navy. And what we have at this point is the B-25 Mitchell bomber I'm going to be doing. So kind of refresh your memory if you've been with me before. This is kind of where we are. Okay. And I'm going to show you how far I had to figure out a color scheme and everything. So it's kind of going to be a quick video. I had to do the taping and everything. Wasn't no need to be on YouTube doing that. You guys know I use these types of tape. It's sort of like masking tape, but very light. As far as when you peel it up, it doesn't peel the paint off. If you let the paint dry, and you got another different color paint that you're trying to do on the same part, this removes a nice, smooth, and evenly. So all you have to do is all you have to do basically is peel it off. It's nice and easy. Okay. So let me show you what I've got so far. And again, the history of it, of this B-25 bomber, I'm going to put up on this particular one. You'll see it by the time I post it. But right now I'm working on getting all the details about it. And what I'm going to do is kind of tell you about the history of this particular guy. It's been in it was in service for quite a while, from the 40s, I believe, to the 80s, I want to say. And but I'll have to get that for sure. But at any rate, it's the B-25 bomber, Mitchell bomber, and they came in variations, I do believe, but the one we got is the Mitchell bomber. So here we go. Without further ado, these are some parts that I kept on the attached to the tree and painted it and taped the parts that I'm going to, as you can see, the tape hanging. That's going to be on parts that I'm going to have a different color on and everything. That's where the small tape comes in handy. And this is, the next I have the wings portion, well, the tail end of the plane. Next, I have the tail end of the plane. Okay, it's going to be red. Okay, then I have the where the tail end of the plane, the wings of it for the tail end. Okay, and then you got the caps for the back of the engine. You see it's still kind of drying. I think this may be dry already. No, it was my fingers when I was doing the painting, because I just finished the painting maybe earlier, and I'm letting it dry, but I want to just show you some of the parts. Okay. The wing tips. Okay. What else we got? I got different bags of things that I'm going to be painting and everything. These are the turrets, the guns for them. Right here, you'll see them very small pieces. There's a platform, the silver thing right there. That's for goes up front in the cockpit with the pilot or underneath them, where the gunner may be. The gunner I have, and then a cap for the turret that goes underneath the plane or over the plane, wherever it may be, because you have a couple of turrets and you got one gunner that's going to be on there. So I have a bunch of parts that I still need to take care of certain parts. After that, we got the some things that goes along to. But these were hand painted by the paint marker. Okay, with these goes on the engine portion. So it's small, but you can still get your a paint marker that will get take care of it. Okay, and I keep things separate. Okay, and then you got these type of paints for some individual type of things. That it comes with pilots, so the pilots are so tiny that you can't use like the paint markers because the tip of it for painting is just too fat. Even with the skinny ones, I have a skinny one I want to show you, but it was still too big. Like this guy here is still too big for the little pilots in the compartment where the pilots are. And I'm going to show you what I had to use, which was these guys here to paint, and a just a paintbrush, a very tiny paintbrush, this size here. And then, make sure you got some paint thinner handy to kind of keep it loose, where it'll go on to the tiny crevices and whatnot. So if it gets too thick for you. And as you can see, I brought an 8 pack, and you're going to have a multiple. In that 8 pack, you're going to have the basic colors. This is a gray, then you got a red, and then you got brown, like a tan, and then you got of course, the white, the yellow. You can buy a multi-pack that's got 24 in them, 48, whatever whatever you feel you want to do. But I just wanted to see how it worked back in. I bought these back in. Never really had to use them yet. On my model cars, some of them I did for the interior, for small places, for the model cars, the muscle cars. But for the most part, the marker, the paint marker was okay. That's why I do these type of shows, is to show you that there are different methods you can use. Different size pens. I showed you the skinny one. Here's a thicker one. Okay, same pen, but you can see the tip on it is fatter on this particular one than this guy right here. So it doesn't look it, but it is. Okay. Then actually, this guy here looks fatter than not really. The diameter of it is you know fatter, as you can see. So it's good to have both sizes just in case. And if that doesn't work, then of course you have to get a paintbrush, a tiny paintbrush, and go to the smaller version of painting these crevices in here. And I'm gonna show you what I mean. On the pilots, I had to really, let me find them. They're so tiny. Mm. Well, I'll get to them, but I'll show you right now what I have so far. I have the well, I painted this. It's going to be touched up, but to get the basic silver, the chrome in it for the wheels on the plane, painted that. The black for the tires, got that. All of this was used with a the silver part. I did. I'm kind of multitask with this, and not well. I did different, I guess, types of medium to do it. I did this for the silver for the wheels, okay, with the paintbrush, and then for the black, I did with the black paint marker. This guy here. So that was for the tires, okay. So it is paint. It's not a marker, but I was able to get around there and get the tires with that. But with the smaller part, I went in with the paintbrush, and that's where it comes in handy to have multi options to get the desired look you want, and rather than having to run out every time. So that's a good thing to do. The guns, the or the silver right there. You see that little platform right here is the back side. That's the front side. The gunner goes up in there, sits there, and fires through. I do believe this one fires through the nose. You got three pilots. I mean, you got two pilots, one gunner, but you have an option for one to be on top of the airplane from the top inside on the turret that's turning and firing, and then you have another one that's in the nose of the plane, um, which is going to be shooting out the nose, out the front of the plane for oncoming planes. And then you have, of course, the pilot. So they gave you three pilots, and I haven't found exactly where they are yet, but I'll get to them, I'm sure. They're in a bag somewhere, but you got to keep baggies. This is where the baggies come in handy, because even with baggies, you can end up losing them. Not losing them, but misplacing. So uh, I'm going to say I don't want to pull them all out on the table, but I'm sure I'll get to them somewhere, or I'll remember where I placed them because I didn't want to get want them to get misplaced, and I ended up putting them all in one baggie. It's not in here. Not in here. Not in here. I think I see them right here. Yeah, I think they're in here. Pull them out here. Yeah, they're in here. So don't be afraid to use your baggies. You might have to get a box of baggies to stay on point with it. But as you see, one of these pilots come with a gunner. Uh, Try to get them where you can see how they are operating. This is it's so tiny. I'm gonna hold on to the gun while you look at the pilot. That's how tiny these things are. So this particular airplane, I'm going to try to show you. See the gunner right there? That one would be in the nose of the gun. I mean the airplane. And as you can see, it's been painted. I had to use the brush to kind of get the look I was looking for, or the detail of it being a being a person or whatever. You see the gun, I'm holding on to the nose of it right there. And then it's like a machine gun. You can see the barrel right there. So that's one pilot. And then you got also the pilot that's actually flying the plane. Try to get him there for you. That's right here. Kind of hard to see, but let me try to turn it where you can see it. As you can see, all these were painted with tiny paintbrushes. I tried to get the white around the collars of the bomber's jacket they wear, colored it kind of brown, and then the khakis for the pants and black for the feet. All of that, you will need a paintbrush. A marker is not going to do it. This type of plastic, I don't know if it's polyethylene or polypropylene. When I was working with a plastics company uh, back in the 80s, when I had to test the different plastics, the viscosity of them came, as far as floating to the top in a certain time period and whatnot. This particular material, you can't use like a paint marker on it. This type of material, I'm gonna show it to you. The green, it looks green, but this type of plastic, it could be. I'm not sure if it's probably polypropylene or polyethylene, but it doesn't take very well when you use a paint marker. So using the bottled paint is good, okay, for you, or spray paint. If you have a very fine spray painter, you're gonna have to use that. The paint markers aren't good for this particular kit. Um, what else I got? Also, I did my color scheme. I went with. You'll see it. This is the fuselage, pretty much of it. Um, and then, of course, I had to tape some things because I got to do a few different things. And got to let it dry a little bit. Okay. And then the wings itself. The wings, got to let it dry. Okay. Then, of course, you got the other one, the left and the right side. And you'll see over here tape because I got to do some things over here to code it. So I used these two different tapes to guard the overflow of the spray paint into it. I use spray paint on this particular one. So uh, you're going to need patience also again, but the variety of different mediums that you're going to use, you might uh, be best suited to get the small jars of testers. Okay, with this, this is what I use. They're pretty good for me. And then the paint brushes also. All of this is in a hobby shop. And then what else you got? My propellers, everything, spray painted as well. And on the ends of them, you might not be able to tell because it's spray painted, but I cut off those portions to get a certain look when I peel the tape off the tips of these propellers, and then that's going to be painted a different color than the black. Okay. Now I painted it black for the factor that it being a bomber, that give it a little stealth, okay, being black. But when I actually looked at it, I kind of thought about it, and I was like, I don't know if you guys, older guys, may know about Red Baron. Um, uh, those planes, I do believe, was sort of like, if I'm not mistaken, German flying planes. But I did this for the uh, color scheme of black and red because I felt that if it's going to be a bomber, you want, and it's nighttime, it's kind of hard to see, difficult. So the stealth factor is why I went black and red. And I know the red seems to be not so stealthy, but at nighttime, if it's a bomber, you're not going to see that red. But and if it's nighttime, definitely won't see the black when you're looking up in the sky. It'd be hard to pinpoint where to shoot it down, how to shoot the plane down. So that's pretty much all it's going to be from here. It seems like it's going to be an easy ride at this point. I'm not going to worry about the assembly time that I'm going to get it together. All the most important part is I also got tape on the wings too. The portions that on a real plane you'll see it. You see the sort of like the grooves, the ridges. That's the indication of the where they would rise, lower, whatever that an airplane does to get the lift and to get for it to go down and everything. I forgot what they call them, but as you see, the ridges are on them. I taped them because those are going to be painted also once all of this dries. Okay, and after that, it's really not such a bad thing. I get everybody in place, all the different gunners and everything, and then get the turrets assembled, and then get the caps on them and everything. Get the glass, and you can see this guy here with the hole in the middle of it. It's for that gunner in the nose of the aircraft. And then, of course, you got one that goes on the top of the aircraft, okay, over here. So, oh, well, no, this is the cockpit. The other one is in the bag, probably. I thought there was another one. Oh, no, the gunner is in here with the, right here with the pilot. Okay, he's just on the lower level. The pilot is up here at the top of the glass. But this is pretty cool. I like it. We got another piece here that looks supposed to be indication that circle here. Not sure what that is at this point. And then I don't believe there's anything else that I'm going to be using on here. With that, I'm going to say we'll should be done with it within a week. Um, Try to get back as soon as possible with you guys, and then go from there. So have a great rest of the weekend. This here was also while I'm here. Just put this out here. This is the kind of the compartment where the pilots are going to be sitting right here. Done also with the instrument panel up here, and then the black at the top here is where you got the pedals for the guidance with the airplane. So that should be pretty much it. It's not too bad of a assembly. It depends on how realistic you want to make it. But this is for my nephews in the Air Force. I got two of them that's in the Air Force, and then I have two head back to my muscle model cars after I give them a little dedication to them. So me doing these kind of makes me kind of keep them in mind and keep them in my prayers. And I'm sure you guys have family members too that you want to make sure that they make it back safely and the war ends without any more casualties. Okay, so this is AJ saying thanks for joining me. That's where we are with the airplane now, the B-25 Mitchell bomber, and we'll show you a finished look uh, hopefully in about a week, and we'll go from there at that point. Okay? All right. Thank you, and have a great rest of the day and a great tomorrow. Okay? All right. Take care. Bye bye.